Hello everyone, and welcome back to the podcast known as So How Was Your Day? This is episode 2, and I'm actually really excited to be able to do a second episode. I got a lot of good reviews from everyone that I asked and from everyone that watched the show, and so thank you to everyone that watched the first show. A little disclaimer, the girl that was launched to space on a seesaw, she did not have to go to the hospital. She is fine. A little bruised, but that's just about it. Some people were asking about it.
Were they?
They were.
I were not notified of this. I were not.
You were not?
I were not notified.
I were not notified of this. I also were not eating cake earlier.
True?
True? Alright. So, Kaser, to open us up today, I have a hypothetical question for you.
Yes, you do.
And you haven't heard this hypothetical question
I have
yet.
not.
Okay.
I do like hypotheticals, though. Hypotheticals. I like hypotheticals.
Who doesn't like hypotheticals?
I don't know.
Anyway, so...
Weird people. That's who.
That is who. So, for the hypothetical question today, it goes like this. You have two choices.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them are different powers, and you gotta choose which one you want, okay?
Okay.
The first one is, the first power is you can turn into a gelatinous mass, right? And that comes with all the powers of a gelatinous mass.
Yes, the many benefits of being a gelatinous mass.
Yes, you are pretty much indestructible. If you get slashed, nothing happens. You get punched, somebody, your fist goes through you, and that's just about it.
And
You're
then they're stuck.
Yeah,
and I consume people.
Yes, you consume them. You're slightly acidic on the inside.
Yes.
But the downside of this power is that since you are a liquid, there's a chance that you could be frozen and or melt. If it gets too cold, you're gonna freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets too hot, you're just gonna bubble up and turn into a puddle.
Mm-hmm. So, can I just turn into the gelatinous mass and back to a human at will?
I mean, no. It's like you're stuck as a gelatinous mass.
Okay, so this...
You are forever a gelatinous mass.
Okay, so this isn't really a power so much as just you are now a gelatinous mass.
It's your superpower. I am gelatinous mass man.
Can I still speak as if we're human?
I guess.
Can I do the normal human things, like eat food and...
Yeah, but you eat it differently. You kind of just shove it into your chest. Consume. Okay, and then for the second power, you can control rocks with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime you connect to a rock mentally, they suddenly gain free will and intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they get to choose whether or not they want to follow your order or not. So you look at a rock and you're like, hey, rock, go smash that guy in the face. And suddenly he comes alive and it's like, I don't know. I don't think I want to smash that guy in the face. He hasn't done anything wrong to me.
Okay, so what you're saying is, I prepare several rocks beforehand and get an army of rocks that are all willing to do my bidding.
Exactly, because, sometimes you'll get that rock that's shy and timid, and sometimes you'll get a rock that's totally, and just whoosh.
Okay, is it like they have to submit to obeying my whim, or I tell them to do something and then they also suddenly gain the power to move at will?
Yeah, they also gain the ability to move at will.
So
they become alive.
So basically, I can make rocks sentient and then speak to them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
which one would you choose? Gelatinous mass or talking to rocks?
I'd like to talk to rocks, please.
I'd like to talk to rocks for 600, please. But why would you want to be able to talk to rocks?
I just feel like that's a more useful overall power, because I couldn't, I could hide the fact that I have a secret army of rocks, but I couldn't hide the fact that I'm a gelatinous mass.
That's true.
And
so if you were a gelatinous mass, what color would you be?
I like light blue.
Light blue?
Yeah.
You're just the blob from Monster vs. Aliens.
Yes. I don't have eyes. No, I was thinking, what's the thing from D&D? The...
Gelatinous cube?
Yeah.
You're just a gelatinous cube.
Yes.
I guess.
And also, my favorite color is just light blue, so...
I was thinking green, because acidity.
Yeah, I mean, that's what color it would be, but don't you think blue slimes are cooler?
I mean, you do have a point.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how was your day, Kaser?
Today?
Well, I mean, not just today. How was your week?
My week was pretty good. As you know, my friend came over yesterday. We played some video games. Alright. So we were talking on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea how the topic got brought up, but somehow I learned he had never played the game Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Oh my goodness.
And I asked, no, he was talking about he played, like, Paper Mario Color Splash or something, or Sticker Star, or something stupid like that. Which are clearly inferior games. Like, the worst game in the series. I'm sorry to anyone who likes those games. They're bad.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. But, anyways, so he was talking about those games, and I was like, have you ever played Thousand Year Door? And he said, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
And so, then I was like, okay.
So you reached up the phone and slapped it?
Yes. No, it wasn't phone, it was probably computer.
Oh.
Probably. I mean, it could have been phone, but I can't remember. I can't remember details. But anyways, so I was like, okay, you're coming to my house, you're playing Thousand Year Door. And then it happened like a month later.
Mm-hmm. A month later?
Yes.
Long process.
Yes, but it was worth it because he got to play it, and now I asked him if he liked it, and he said, yeah, it's fun. And then I asked him, is it your favorite game in the series? And then I think he gave some, like, vague answer, like, I don't know, I'll have to play it more, or whatever. It's my favorite game in the series, one of my favorite games of all time, okay?
Yeah.
Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, play it.
Play it.
Play it.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yes, totally. We got sponsored by, like, a 10-year-old game on the Gamecube.
Why not?
Because they don't? Question mark? Nintendo doesn't even sell the game anymore.
Nintendo could have come to me and just been like, hey, sponsor my game. And they just didn't specify. So.
Sponsor my game.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Alright.
Alright. Wait, are you assuming that Nintendo is one person? Like, my game? Like, I made this game all by myself. Yes, I am Nintendo, hello.
Hello, I am Nintendo.
Sponsor my game.
Hello, I am Nintendo. You sponsor my game, yes?
Wait, no, they would be sponsoring, my game will sponsor you.
I don't know. Who cares?
Me. Get wrecked.
Why wreck me?
Because you deserve it.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, what else happened this week? That's just about it.
I'm sure something happened.
Exciting week it was, Kaser.
Yeah, stuff happened. Sure did.
Do you want to hear my awkward story?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay, so this is my story. As you know, I'm very awkward, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen me do this, right? We'll walk into the movie theater, and the guy will hand us the ticket, and he says, "Enjoy your movie," and I just look at him and I say, "You too," and then we walk away.
I have heard of this in memes. I have not experienced it personally, nor have I seen you do it.
What? You were there one time. I distinctly remember one time you were there.
But you must have not mentioned it because, alright, people think that's really awkward when that happens, but really no one really cares or notices.
But you don't understand, Kaser. I look at them and say, "You too," and then I stare at them until they say, "Thank you."
So you make it awkward.
Yes, I make it as awkward as possible.
Intentionally.
Yes. Anyway, so this happens often, right? Mm-hmm. So, the other day I walked into the store. I think it was probably last Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into, what store was it? Family Dollar, Lion,
Super Lion.
Super Lion.
Oh yes, my favorite store, Super Lion.
What's that one food store?
Food Lion?
Food Lion, that's what it is.
Family Store, Lion, Super Lion.
Family Lion, your local store.
Family Lion, the store.
The store. Anyway, so I walked into
sells families and lions.
Yes. No, it sells family lions. As
like lions that are attuned to your family.
Exactly.
Like tamed lions.
Yes, and sometimes you have to bring them back in and tune them again.
Yeah. Tune them like a guitar.
Yes. My tiger is acting a little off. Can you tune him, please?
Like his roars are off tune.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so I walked in the Food Lion the other day, right? And I was looking for baby lotion and soap.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember you using those two things.
Yeah, so I was getting them for a project that I was going to do with Mina. Mina being our sister.
Yeah, our little sister.
Our little sister.
Of about 10 years of age.
Yeah, wanted to do a science project with me. And so I was getting baby lotion and soap.
Wasn't it baby oil?
Baby oil? Baby oil. It was baby oil.
Yeah, is this oil made of authentic babies?
Is this oil made of authentic babies? Yes.
You should have asked them that.
That's what I did ask them, Casey.
Did you?
Yes.
Really?
Let me continue my story. Yeah. So I walk up to the counter with my baby oil and my soap, and I put it on the counter, and I just start up a random conversation. It's like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, did you find everything you needed? And I'm like, yeah, I found the baby oil, because
they didn't even ask you like they didn't even say good. Like,
well,
how's it going?
Of course they say good. Okay, so I said, how's it going? And they said good. Did you find everything you needed? And I said yes, because it would be kind of hard to make babies without baby oil. And then I looked directly at the girl. Because there were 3 guys there, right? And I don't know why, but I made eye contact with the girl. As I said, it'd be kind of hard to make babies without baby oil. And she just kind of raised her eyebrow at me. And I'm like, that could be seen as an innuendo. And then so then I look at everyone else and I'm like, you can take that joke how you want. And everyone was like, Luckily for me, the girl said, yeah, I definitely understand. I have 3 kids of my own. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
What? What? Oh, yes, I understand how to make babies. I have the children.
I have children.
I have the children. I can... Babies?
Yes, babies.
Yes, you use the oil in conjunction with the babies to make babies.
Yeah, you gotta take the soap and you take the oil, you pour it in, then you cook it on high for a little while, put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then babies.
Yeah, don't forget to add a little salt and pepper.
just added flavor.
Yeah, you know how everyone says that, oh, you're so salty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because your parents use too much salt.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
You just gotta have a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's too sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so, is this thing on?
Is it? It is?
It is. It's still on. Okay,
wow.
Cool. Anyway.
We're not cutting that out.
Okay.
That's staying in there.
Alright, if you want it to stay in there.
Okay.
Okay, so I got another story for you of what happened this week.
Do it.
Besides the fact that I was awkward several more times this week of just me saying stupid things.
Staying stupid things?
Yeah, saying stupid things, Gator.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so I slept in work.
Wow.
Yeah, I slept at work.
Was it a nice nap?
No, I didn't sleep for very long.
Aww.
So...
Were you got waken up?
Yeah, sadly.
You were got waken up?
I got waken up, yes.
Okay.
But, so what happened was... I should start from the beginning.
Okay.
And say that all week long, everyone's been like, oh, the factory's getting audited, and I have no idea what the word audited means.
Same, though.
Like, all I know is when I asked, what does audited mean, everyone told me, oh, these people are going to go around and they're going to look at you and ask you questions to make sure you're doing your job right. So, pretty much these guys in suits are going to come next to my workstation. They're going to get really close to my face and say, are you screwing that incorrectly?
I hope they can hear that on the recording.
Are you screwing it incorrectly?
Yeah. There you go.
Anyway, and so, in preparation for this, everyone on my line, where I work, was, asking each other questions and kind of, like, testing each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't too worried, because my whole philosophy is, like, why do things differently just because there's an authority around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the day of the audit comes, and I move over to the station that I'm going to be at when the audit people are supposed to come by.
Mm.
It's not guaranteed that I'm going to be the one that's audited, because it could be any of the other 2 people that are on my team.
But it's gonna be you.
Of course.
The story.
Because, yes, it was me because because I'm telling the story.
Yes.
But anyway, so, I'm going about my business. I'm not paying attention to what time it is. I had saw some auditors walk by earlier, but I wasn't really too concerned because I'm like, they're not going to audit me. And I was getting kind of tired. The Mountain Dew that I drank earlier was starting to wear off. And so I leaned against my machine, and I started to close my eyes. And the next thing I know, somebody comes over and, kind of, pushes me a little bit. It's like, hey, are you sleeping? And I'm like, no. And
Was it the auditor?
No, no, it was another coworker.
Okay.
One of my coworkers came by, tapped me on the shoulder, asked, "Are you sleeping?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Okay, just always look behind you, okay?" And she winked and walked away. And I turn around, and the auditors are staring at me, waiting to ask me a question. So that was funny.
Did you give some excuse as to why you were laying your head down, or?
No.
Just no. I'm not sleeping.
I just looked at them and I waved at them, hi, and then I went back to work until they came over and asked me a question.
What question? I'm curious now.
They literally just asked, "Are you screwing that in correctly?"
How does that prove anything?
To be a little bit more specific, they were like, "Are you making sure to screw that in at this proper time? And what do you do if it goes wrong?"
Okay, I thought they literally just said "Are you screwing that in correctly?"
It's more funnier to say it that way.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am no job.
Yes, I job.
Ha.
Ha.
Okay.
But yeah, after the auditors left, I go back over to that coworker, and I was like, just to let you know, I was actually sleeping, so thank you for waking me up. And she's just like, I knew it!
with the auditors hearing the whole conversation.
No, the auditors are already left.
Are already left.
Yeah, they had already left.
They are already left.
They are already left. Yes.
Yes.
Are.
Okay. Is that the end of the story?
That was the end of the story.
That's a pretty funny story, Hakeem.
I thought it was funny.
Yes. Okay. So, last episode, if you remember, I did promise I'd tell the story of how I broke Super Smash Bros. Melee when I was 3.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember specifically what age I was. I'm gonna tell the story. I don't specifically remember what age I was. Somewhere between the ages of 3 and 8, which is a big range, I know, but I have no idea. I have nothing to reference. But anyways, so one of my favorite games at the time to play on the Gamecube was, because we actually had a Gamecube at the time until we lost it. So one of my favorite games to play was Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yes.
So I was playing it. I have vague memories of really enjoying playing the I can't remember if it had stage editor and the mini games and stuff, everything but the actual game. I really enjoyed playing basically. But anyways, so one time the game was having troubles. It crashed at one certain spot and it wouldn't load.
Yeah.
I remember specifically one time I had a really good memory at this age. So I remembered my grandma had said one time, if a game ever isn't working, then what you do is you put a little bit of water on it and then you clean it off. And
I remember this story.
And I have no idea if this was true or not, or what. I don't know if it's true to this day. I hear you can put toothpaste on a disc if it keeps crashing and then clean it off. That seemed to work one time, I remember doing it. So, whatever. To get off scratches and stuff. But anyways, so I went to the bathroom with the disc, the small GameCube disc, and I put just a little tiny bit of water on it. And I cleaned it off, and me, being my very observant 3-year-old self, or 8 or 5 or whatever it may have been, I noticed that the disc was particularly bendy today. I could bend it a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, that's kind of interesting. And so, I was just making my way back, and I like to fidget.
Making my way downtown.
Yeah, and so I was making my way back to my room to play it on the GameCube to see if it worked. And it was all dried off, and I like to fidget with things, so naturally I was just fidgeting with it, bending it just a little bit as I made my way back.
Doing the thing you're not supposed to do with games.
Yeah, and I don't think games are normally that bendy. I think it was the water that did something to it, if that makes any sense.
I don't know.
Because it wasn't normally that bendy.
Mm-hmm.
And games aren't normally like, you can bend them.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just doing that, and I was like, before I do this, me being my stupid self, so stupid, I was like, I wonder how far I can bend this. Me not thinking this will snap, because normally bendy things like rubber bands, they won't snap if you bend them a lot. They'll just stretch a little. So I thought, now that I know that this is a little bit bendy, obviously it won't break. Clearly. So I was bending it, and I was like, wow, that was pretty far. That was pretty far I could bend it. I'll just do it a little bit more, and then a little bit more. And I realized I had done this. I was doing this for like 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, I actually want to play this game, so I'm gonna head back to my room. But before I do, in my mind I said this, but before I do, I'm just gonna do one last bend, because you always have to do that one last thing when you're a child. So I did it really far and snap.
Aww.
And the game broke in half.
Aww.
And I panicked so much at that moment.
Aww.
It wasn't even that I couldn't play the game anymore. I just thought like, Mom would be mad at me or something. And she should have been. But anyway, I wasn't even mad that I couldn't play the game anymore, or sad, or panicking, or stressed about that at all. So, and I gathered up all my courage. I can't remember. I think I told Mom first, and then did I tell you?
Probably.
But I think so I ran to Mom, and I said, hey Mom, I broke a video game. And she was like, what do you mean? Because like, break could mean like in the game or what. And so I said, no, I literally snapped it in half, the video game, because I didn't know the word for disc. So I showed her, and she was like, oh, that's sad.
Oh, that's sad, I guess.
She didn't really care. We had the game for a while. She
But it was my favorite game too.
Yeah, I know. And she honestly really didn't care at all. And then I told you, and then I can't remember what happened when I told you, if I even told you at all. But yeah, and then we still have the case for it over there.
Yeah.
We still have the case. And every time I see that case, I think about it, and I think about how sad it is, because that was actually a really good game, Smash Bros. Melee.
I remember a story that goes along with that.
Alright.
You know how I used to have bendy glasses?
No.
Yeah, so there are these glasses, right? Where the middle wire right here, you can bend it, like literally you can zoop, 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 and bend it all over the place. It's made so that way it doesn't break as much. So I had a pair of those glasses for like a year or so, right? Year and a half, maybe even 2 years. I had it for a really long time. And I remember I was in class one day, and I was kind of just, I just had my glasses off, and I was just swinging them back and forth. It wasn't bending, but somebody told me that, hey, Hakeem, you're going to bend your glasses if you do that. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Watch. And I bent it, and it bent, right? And it went, whoop. And they're like, whoa, that's super cool. And I'm like, yeah, watch, I can bend it even harder. Woo! And it just snaps.
Yeah, like, douche.
Yeah, just like, they're like, whoa, that's super cool. Yeah, douche.
Yeah, watch, douche.
Yeah, exactly. I remember it was so funny, in my opinion, that I wasn't even mad.
That is...
I just brought it home and was like, hey, Mom, I broke my glasses. And she's like, oh, not again.
Yes, I remember when I was but a wee child.
A wee lad.
I would break my glasses like twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that I would be careless with them. I would be careful with them. They were just not good glasses, and they would break.
Yeah.
So.
Glasses are funny.
Yep.
Okay, so we still got about like 5 minutes. So I got one more story to share.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, so Casey.
Yes.
Would you call yourself a dog or cat person?
Well, good question. If you asked me, like 7 months ago, I would say definitely a cat person. But now I've grown to like dogs quite a bit more.
What's your favorite kind of dog?
Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu?
Yes.
Okay. I can't remember what a Shiba Inu looks like.
Doge.
It's Doge.
Yes.
It's Doge. Just Doge. I thought they were corgis.
No, Doge is not a corgi.
Corgi and Doge are different.
Yes, okay. Hakeem, Shiba Inus are quite the large dogs.
Okay.
Okay. And corgis are, like, small.
They're the small boys.
Yes, very small.
Small bouncy boys.
Like, they could easily fit on, like, half this table.
We have a very small table.
Well, nightstand.
Yes. Anyway, so...
And a Shiba Inu could, like, not.
Yeah. So I have a friend, right? This friend has a dog.
But
I don't even...
Go ahead.
I don't even know what kind of breed of dog it is. All I know is it is the most annoying dog that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It is super hyper. It's a large dog, right? So you don't think large dogs would be hyper, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dog is a really hyper and just loud dog, and it constantly wants your attention. Like, literally, I'll try and get up, and it'll be sitting down next to me, and it'll just put its paw on my chest, and then push me back down. And I'm like, dog, no, and I push it away, and just other paw, douche, and pushes me back down. And I'm like, dog, I'm gonna flick you in the nose, and I go, boop, and I just like barely tap it on the nose, and it goes, and then buries its face in my chest. And it's constantly trying to get on top of everybody.
That is hilarious, but also I imagine that would be extremely annoying.
It's so annoying. I'll go into my friend's kitchen because I want to cook something, right? And this dog will just follow me into the kitchen and then just flop down on the middle of the floor. I cannot tell you the number of times that I've been carrying hot things and turn around and almost trip over the dog.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so one time, my friend, he went to go change, and he's like, "Hey, can you take out the dog? Take him out to the backyard so that
So
way."
you shoot him.
No.
Hey, can you take out the dog? The deed is done.
No, he's meant take it out so I can go to the bathroom.
So you take him out on a date.
No.
So you take him to a fancy restaurant and get him some nice dog food.
No. Anyway, so I take him out to the backyard so that way he can go to the bathroom. But there was one stipulation. My friend was like, "Don't let him poop in the neighbor's yard." And I'm like, "Okay, just don't let him poop in the neighbor's yard." And I'm like,
sounds easy enough.
Yeah, he's like, "Do I need a leash?" "No, he should be fine." "Okay." I let him out and he immediately just runs, books it, doosh,
To the neighbor's yard to poop.
not straight to the neighbor's yard. He runs in circles, and then he pees in my friend's yard, right? In
Which
the
is
rose bushes.
normal.
Which is normal, yes. He pees in the friend's yard, and then he walks around for a little while, and I'm watching him, and I sit down, and then he turns and looks at me, right? He literally looks at me, and then meanders over to the neighbor's yard, squats where he can, like, face directly at me, and he's staring at me, and he's squatting, and then I realize, oh, he's gonna poop in the neighbor's yard. And I get up, and I'm like, "Dog, no!" And I try calling his name, but I constantly forget this dog's name.
Dog.
Yeah, I'm just like, "Dog!" And then I call it, like, 3 different variations of his name.
Doge.
Doggo! Stop! And he's, like, just staring
Dog.
at me. Yeah, and at this time I can see him. Hear, feel, see. I can see him shivering, right? Just like, as it's like coming out. I'm like, "No!" And I run over to him. And I'm like, "What am I gonna do?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna pretend to kick him. If I kick him, he won't be able to poop, right?"
That is not the greatest logic.
And I'm not gonna really kick him. It's gonna be one of those kicks where I get really close to his face and stop. I just want to scare him.
I know, but that'll just release it.
Neither of those situations happen.
Okay.
Anyway, so I run over and I just go and like swing my foot at him, right? And it stops right before his face. And he just looks up at me and continues to shiver. And so I'm like, "Dog!" And I like shove my foot into his face and I'm like pushing him over and he's fighting against my foot, right?
You should have just picked him up.
I didn't think about that.
Just pick him up and put him in your friend's yard.
And so I'm trying to push him over with my foot,
Why?
and he's fighting back, staring at me, and then just poop just starts coming out. Just... And so I unsuccessfully tried to get my friend's dog, to stop pooping in the neighbor's yard.
And then he did it.
He did it.
What'd you do?
It was a very large poop.
What'd you do?
I asked my friend, I'm like, "Do I need to go clean that up?" And my friend's like, "Nah, the neighbors already hate us."
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So I think that's going to be about it for this podcast.
Yeah.
For this episode. Thank you everyone who listened to episode 2. Thank you for giving all your suggestions. if you notice anything from this podcast that we can do better next time, let me know in any comments. Tell me personally, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Those really help when we get constructive criticism like that.
Yeah, it really does help.
Yeah, and we do take them into consideration.
Yeah. In case, sir?
Yeah.
Don't forget to have a good day.
I will.